All right. Good morning. Gotta get Instagram going. Good boy. All right. Good morning and happy Sunday. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see for a minute. I think we're gonna have a dog visiting us. I'm just not gonna lie. So earlier we worked on shoulders and some lower back, and right now I would like to work on hips, if that works for you. Let's see. So to start with, if you feel that doing any folding poses or deep hip openings, you might want like a pigeon, okay? You might want a brick. Grab a brick or some pillows, a bolster if you have it, and get comfortable by putting them near the front of your mat. And then lie yourself down on your back. So getting props. And then I'd also get yourself, before you get too comfy, a strap, a band, your harness, whatever you think might help. And then get yourself comfy. We're going to be starting on our backs, by the way, with a strap or your hands. Fabulous. All right, so lying down. Good boy, Oscar. Let yourself get comfortable. Deal. Take a few minutes to situate yourself. And bring your palms up. Arms either by your sides or out. Knees can stay bent or they can come long. And then females, right hand on your belly. Males, left hand on your belly. It has everything to do with reproductive organs and yin and yang. So just let the breath flow a little bit. Kind of checking in, seeing how you're feeling. When you're ready, as you inhale, feel your belly rise and that hand on the belly come up. Like it's riding the crest of a wave. And then as you exhale, let that wave kind of sink and come on shore so your belly sinks, hand sinks. So let yourself ride the wave of your breath, just paying attention to the inhale and the exhale and the sensation. We're going to do that for about 3 or 4 minutes. About 5 or 6 more breaths. Release your arms. Take a moment And then find your strap, if you have one, or your harness. Take your time. Both knees are going to start bent. Back should be in neutral. And then taking your strap, belt, whatever you've got, interlace it or put it on the ball of the right foot. Otherwise, interlace your hands behind the right thigh. Hanging on to opposing sides or opposite sides of the strap, let the leg, that right foot, straighten. And I don't really care if this is drawn towards you, how far it is. I'd like you to have a nice gentle stretch, not a, oh my gosh, get me out of here, but a gentle stretch, tractioning the leg back. So we're not pulling down on the strap, we're actually pulling to the back of our head. So just let that rest. Straighten that left leg. Notice how it shifts and changes the right leg extension. And just hang out right here a little bit longer. You should not be feeling this behind the knee or in the sit bone. If so, decrease the angle, right? Or bend the knee and then pull in. Especially if you're feeling this in your calf, bend the knee, then pull in to disconnect that calf. Stay right here for just a few more breaths. Take both sides of the strap into the right hand and wrap it around the right hand, like you're a boxer getting taped up. Left hand comes onto the left hip. Keep that left hip facing forward, tops of the toes, towards the ceiling, as is the knee. And then start to slowly open up this right leg. I like to bring my right elbow down onto the ground and slowly open up that inner thigh. Now, it's really easy to open it up if you're letting that left hip come off the ground. I want you to really focus on the core and keeping that left hip and leg solid. And then just breathe. Slowly let that inner thigh lengthen. Couple more breaths. Keep that left leg firm. Three more breaths. Now, take that right leg back up to center. Switch sides, so now this left hand wraps. Right thumb comes into the hip crease, and just bring this right leg over enough so that you start to feel length through the side of the leg, not so that much that the hip comes off the ground. This is not a twist, so this is just a movement of that right thigh in the hip socket. So for some of us, we might feel this in the calf or the outside of that calf region in the peroneus, which is cool. And if you want to intensify it, take the outside of your right foot towards the ceiling. Kind of pronate that foot. Left leg is still active, thigh in the ground. A few more breaths. One more good breath. Nice. Bring this back up. Okay. So from here, take your left hand onto the left thigh, palm is down, and pull the right leg towards you as you curl up. So it looks like that. Just a few breaths. So really using that core and enjoying this funky. So my left arm's long on my left thigh. I'm using my right arm to pull myself up and traction that right leg. A couple of breaths. Left leg active. Woo! Curl down, release the strap, and straighten both legs just for a few breaths. And notice the difference of sensation on the leg. It's kind of nice. Lots of activity in the right leg. Left leg still feels like a Led Zeppelin. Okay, so let's let that left leg open back up. Strap is around the mounds of the big toe, or the mounds of the left foot. Okay, straighten the leg. Right leg is still bent, so don't have to straighten that yet. Just start to create the form. And remember, you're not pulling down. You're pulling kind of away towards the top of your head with the strap. Now straighten that right leg. Feel the right thigh press against the ground. Stay here and hang out. Slowly letting that body open. Breathing in and out through the nose. And that right leg, toes are up, knee is up, right? So I'm not flat, letting it disconnect. I'm keeping it nice and active. Stay here for about 3 more breaths. I'm going to angle a little bit so I can actually open up this leg. So from here, right, we're going to open up that left leg. So left hand grabs, holds both sides of the strap, right hand on the right thigh, and just let this left leg open as much as feels good. And when I do this, turn around, I usually let my, I want my right leg nice and firm on the ground. I let my left elbow release, okay? So right leg is active, left leg is long, right hip's on the ground. Hang out. Keep that right cheek on the ground, a couple more breaths. Start to feel the muscle release. Inhale, come all the way back up. This time changing sides, right hand grabs the strap, left thumb comes in the hip crease of the left leg so you can keep yourself established into not twisting. And just take this left thigh to the right. So sensation on the outside of the leg, this hip stays nice and down. And again, if you want to intensify the outside of the foot, take the outside of the right foot to the ceiling, to intensify the outside of the leg. And hang out. Slowly allow that muscle to lengthen on its own time. A few more breaths. Sorry about the horn. Bring the leg back up. Bend this left leg briefly, and then take the strap off and just let both legs rest for a moment. Notice now how you feel a little more balanced. From here, because you've had your moment, bend both knees, roll over to whatever side you want, okay? Come into your tabletop. Your tabletop is going to be your introduction to the down dog. So walk hands half a hand length in front of you, spread your fingers wide, tuck the toes. On an exhale, down dog. In the down dog, waken the body up, bend that left knee, right heel reaches for the floor, and as you do this, really lengthen through the side body. And to do that, reach the fingertips away from you as you pull the ribs in, hips reach back. Fingertips, ribs, hip. Switching sides, left leg straightens, right knee bends. And then reestablishing, reach through the fingertips, pull the ribs in, hips pull back. Fingertips, ribs, hips. Breathe. Straighten both legs. On your inhale, bend the right leg, prepare. Exhale, right leg, low lunge. Take the left knee down, tops of the left toes down, and walk that right foot as wide as your mat, but the toes are going to be still facing forward. I just walked my left leg back a little bit and just come into a kind of a bit of a dragon or a gecko, depending on who you're talking to. Let this right knee hug in towards the right tricep. And let the hips drop and relax. Press the toenails into the ground, pull the ribs in. 2 more breaths. Keep those toenails pressing. Toenails, excuse me. Nice. Lifting up on the fingertips, walk the right foot back to neutral, tuck the left toes under, down dog. On an inhale, left leg prepares. Exhale, left leg, low lunge. Right knee down, tops of the right toes down, and this time you're going to walk the left foot wider. Hands on the inside. Okay? And then connect with that core. And feel free to pull that that left knee into the left tricep. Press into the toes. Press those toes. And start to let the pelvis relax a little bit. Keep the toenails pressing. Two more breaths. Nice. Palming the floor, walk that left foot back in. Tuck the right toe under, step back with the left foot. Inhale, find some length, and then as you exhale, down dog or start your flow. On an inhale, your right leg prepares, and as you exhale, your right leg's going to step in a low lunge, and then come up to your warrior 2 feet with the heel and the arch, right? Knee and the ankle, and just starting to play with different angles of the thigh, right, in the hip socket, just a traditional warrior 2. Feel the spine lengthen as you pull the glutes in. Breathe. So nice and relaxed, just present with the sensation in the legs. If you'd like to, turn the palms up. Three more breaths. Nice. Exhale, hands come down on either side of your foot. Step back to your down dog. On your next inhale, left leg prepares, and as you exhale, left leg low lunge. Root that foot. Inhale, Vera 2, right? Heel, ankle. Knee, or heel, arch, knee, ankle. Sorry, I knew something was up. Find that nice alignment. And a lot of times what happens is traditionally people think their hip needs to be squared. And I know I've done this before, but when you're trying to square that hip, oftentimes the knee juts forward. And that's just a lot of torque on a knee. So I want you to think about this right hip of yours as you turn it towards the left. It works as a lever for your knee, right? So if you're looking and you don't see your knee aligning with that second and third toe, rotate that hip. Line up the knee with the second and third toe, right? And then have at it. Palms can turn up. Nice and relaxed. Let your fingertips reach in opposing directions. Good boy, Oscar. Soft, easy breaths. Soft, easy gaze. Two more breaths. One more good breath. On an exhale, hands come down on either side of that left foot. Inhale, step to a plank. Exhale, flower down dog. On an inhale, prepare your right leg. And as you exhale, right leg's going to step to the outside of the right foot. Right knee or right toes turn out. Now, feel free to stay upright, okay, meaning that I have my thighs off the ground, my left toes tucked under, or bend the right knee, bend the left knee down so the left toes come to the ground, and then let the hips sink. Now, when I do this, I get more, with my back knee bent, I get more stretch in that front leg than with it lifted. So find where your sweet spot is. Okay, actually I lied. When I lift up, I get more weight, strength. So find that right foot externally rotating, press into that heel of the right foot, and choose back thigh up or down. Stay connected with the core. Couple more breaths. Palming the floor. On an inhale, step to plank. Exhale, down dog. Preparing for that left leg. Remember, we're stepping outside the left hand. Inhale, left leg prepares. Exhale, step that left foot wide, externally rotating it 45 degrees. Feeling free to stay up on this right leg, nice long spine, or taking it down, the right knee down. So find your sweet spot and hang out with it. Really firm in the feet. Weight towards that front heel. Or press into that front heel, weight evenly distributed, excuse me, and breathe. If you know you're somebody who can come lower, go for it. Listen to how deep your body should go, not where you think it should go. Couple more breaths. Great. Palm the floor. Press into the hands. Make sure that back toes are now tucked under. Inhale, step to a plank. Exhale, flow or down dog. On an inhale, your right leg prepares. And as you exhale, right leg's going to step in a low lunge. Then come on up to warrior 2 feet. Okay. Feel this right hip draw back. Reach the right arm long. Yep. Right forearm on the right thigh. You can also use a nice break for your fingertips, right? Or peanut butter or whatever. And reach this left leg, left arm long. Nice, easy breaths. So pull the ribs in, and I want you to feel the length in that inner thigh as we go a bit deeper. Couple more breaths. One more good breath, don't lose it. Excellent. Exhale, hands come down on either side of the foot. Move the brick if you have it, and step to your down dog. Nice. On your next inhale, left leg prepares. And as you exhale, left leg low lunge. In this low lunge, if you know you want it, grab your brick. Inhale, Vera 2 feet. Oscar, you're okay. Yesterday, Oscar caught a mouse, and he just saw another one. He's a good dog. So find this left hip coming back. Find the left forearm on the thigh if you want it. And here's the deal. I don't want rotating or dumping. You really want this nice long spine, nice clean lines. Right arm reaches. So nice long line from here, right? And nice angles here. Breathe. I know, Oscar. Don't go anywhere. Nice and light. Breathing. Strong legs. Three more breaths. Yes. Exhale, hands come down on either side of the foot. Step back, inhaling to a plank, and go through your flow. Couple breaths right here. On an inhale, prepare your right foot, and as you exhale, right foot comes into a low lunge. And listen carefully. Walk your hands to the center of the mat. So I'm going to walk my hands to my left, to the center of my mat, right? And then, instead of turning my back to you, I want feet turned out, okay? And hands can come on the thighs. So I'm not dumping as low as I can. I've got a little bit of power in my legs. And just pause here, right? Feel yourself long. Lots of strength in the legs as you lengthen. Couple of breaths. One more good breath. Now, look at your right foot. As you exhale, hands come down on either side of the right foot. Come to your down dog. On your inhale, your left leg prepares. And as you exhale, left leg comes into a low lunge. Okay? And then again, this time walking the hands to the right, come into that squat, hands on the thighs. This time, arms are up. As you inhale, you're going to straighten the legs and draw the elbows towards the ribs. When you're straightening the legs, I want you to really press strongly towards the heel. Feel that whole leg fire up. So here you are, right? As you exhale, bend into the legs, arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Keep it going. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And then exhale, arms up, pause. Okay. Feel the power. 2 more breaths. Use your glutes. And then exhale, hands come down on either side of the left foot, roll to the ball of the right. Inhale, step to plank. Go through your flow, meet me down dog. Pause. Now, walk your hands back to your feet. Walk your hands back to your feet. Find a brick if you want to be halfway up as such. Or if you're comfortable with your fingertips on the ground, I just want the chest lifted. Okay, this is not a forward fold move. Standing on your left foot, lift the right leg back. Bend the knee. Okay, so nice solid spine, knee bent. You're going to draw a circle, full big circle with your right knee. But here's the caveat. You're not going to let the hip shift. Okay, no hip shift. So you're going to draw a circle and do the best you can without involving that left hip. It's a lot of control. And big isn't always better when it comes to this move. Ooh, keep it rolling. 2 more in this direction. And then switch. Nice and slow and controlled. Really focusing on the stability in your core and in your hips. One more. And relax. Forward fold. Once again, if you need the break, go for it. Coming halfway up. Reach the left leg back, okay? Bend the knee. And now again, we're going to come into those nice, easy, controlled circles. And it doesn't matter how big they are, I really want the hips stable. That's what I'm looking for. Two more. And then switch directions. So really purposefully drawing a circle, imagine you have a pen and you really are creating this really groovy 3D circle. One more. Okay, I want 2 more. Now 1 more. Woo! Step the feet back, walk the arms out, come into your down dog. Nice. On an inhale, right leg prepares. Exhale. Again, this right leg's going to step to the outside of the right foot. Left knee on the ground for now. Turn that foot out, okay? And then come to the outside of that right foot. And then feel free to come as low as you want, either knee down or leg up, okay? So I'm on the outside of the right foot. My knee is, I'm hinging out, right? And I'm on the back leg is long. Hang out. Nice long spine. Two more breaths. Nice. Using your hands, press yourself up. Walk that foot back to neutral. Exhale your down dog. Inhale, left leg prepares. Exhale. Oops, I gotta move my break. Left leg is gonna step to the outside of the left hand and it's at that angle I'm going to start with my right knee down. You're going to come to the outside of that right foot, or left foot, excuse me, so your knee's rotating out. Come down only as far as feels good. And then if you would like to, lift the back thigh. Again, props are fabulous. If you want to use this prop for your forearms, go for it. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. Use what you got. Stay on the outside of that left foot as best you can. Use your core. Couple more breaths. Take that right leg down. If you've got a prop, move it. Palming the floor. Walk that left foot in. On an inhale, step to your plank. And then as you exhale, down dog or flow. On an inhale, come way up on your toes. Feet are together. Come into, bring your knees down. Come into a child's pose. But take the knees as wide as you can. Big toes touch. Arms reach out and let your chest sink. So you should feel a little bit of tension on that inner thigh. So hang out with it a bit longer. Let that belly hammock so you do get this nice stretch. Good boy, Oscar. Good boy. Feel the hips reach back. You can actually use your hands to press your hips back over your heels as you let the chest dump. 4 more breaths. One more good breath. Nice, then bring yourself back up. Okay, playing with angles again. Deal. Come back to your tabletop. Walk your hands half hand length in front of you and come to your down dog. Pause. On your inhale, your right leg prepares, and as you exhale, your right leg's going to step into that low lunge. Root the back foot, and then come back to your Virabhadrasana 2 feet. Coming into or preparing for a triangle, take that brick to the inside of that right arch. Press towards the heel and straighten the leg. Left hand comes onto the left hip. Let the right arm reach. Only come as far forward as feels good, but there should be a good amount of length. Good boy, Oscar. Right here. Okay, on that inner thigh. Right fingertips come down. Lift the left arm up. Okay, so I want you to think about drawing that right hip back, ribs away from you. Okay, and arm up. If you would like to go for a different angle, feel free to reach the left arms over like you're in a side angle. Press into the back foot, hang out. So feel a stretch all the way through the left outer leg and body in that right inner thigh. Stay with it. Couple more breaths. Use that back foot to really maintain stability. Release the arms, inhale, bring back to warrior 2 legs. Move a brick or whatever you've got in your way. And then exhale, hands come down on either side of your foot, come to your down dog. On an inhale, this left leg prepares, and as you exhale, woof, left leg low lunge. Get your brick. Come into your Virabhadrasana 2 feet. Okay? From here, press into that left heel and straighten the left leg. Right hand's going to come on the right hip, and that hip is going to jut. So take the left hip crease to the right. Lengthen through the spine and reach. Yep, and then come into your triangle using your brick, coming down as far as feels good, as long as the chest is facing forward. The minute you've got a curve and you've got the center of your chest facing down, you're not getting the lines we want to play with, okay? So reach the right arm up, or feel free to take it over towards your ear. Pull the ribs in, lengthen. Drop those upper or lower ribs. I'm going to take this down because it'll feel good. Breathe. Strong back leg. Couple more breaths. One more good breath. Nice. Looking down, bend into that left leg. Move whatever prop you've got. Come back to Badakanasana 2 feet. Then on an exhale, hands come down on either side of the foot. Inhale, step to plank. Exhale, come through your flow or down dog. And then we're going to get ready for the move of the day. So we're going to come into pigeon. If you need a prop for underneath your hips, grab it. Okay, on an inhale, we're going to start with our right leg. And your right knee shifts and comes to the right wrist, right ankle, left wrist. And then bring yourself down. Now, if you know your hips aren't going to stay squared, feel free to find a prop for underneath that right glute. Okay, and lift yourself tall. Become aware of the small of your back. Okay, and then come forward. And is the small of your back even, or are you tipped? So this prop, if you want to use it, is going to help you keep from tipping the hips. Nice long spine. Back is nice and even. Feel free to come down as far as feels good. Head can be down onto the ground. And breathe. It sounds silly to say, but so many people hold their breath. So don't hold your breath. One more good breath. Maybe two. It's really a bad breath, so one more breath. How's that? Tuck the left toes under. Lift the left thigh. Lift the chest with your hands. And then step back into your down dog. Feel free to shake that right leg out if you'd like. Coming into that left leg. On an inhale, bend the left knee. And start to shift forward, left knee, left wrist, left ankle, right wrist. Once again, that prop can come under that left knee, and then come on down. If this hurts your knee, because it doesn't feel good on my knee, my left ankle is going to come on my right thigh, and I can either hold this, or what feels really good, if you have a wall available, put your right foot on a wall, shin parallel to the ground, all right, and then the left ankle right there. Hang on, there. Nice stretch. So you're going to be either in the pigeon, feeling your chest grow long, let yourself drop down without letting the hips shift, or come into this figure 4 on the wall with your right foot on the wall. Breathe. Slowly let that hip open. I gotta tell you, I like this figure 4 with my foot on the wall. It feels, for me, less abusive to the knee, and it keeps my pelvis neutral. If you're somebody who loves a pigeon but it's painful, try this one. It's much more, I find, user-friendly. A couple more breaths. If you are in your traditional pigeon, you're going to use your hands to lift the chest, tuck the back toe under. For those of us on the wall, we're just going to roll over. And everybody inhale to a plank. Choose to go to down dog or go through your flow. Few breaths here. When you get to your down dog, everybody's going to come into child's pose. So inhale, up on the toes, bend the knees, shins and knees on the floor, and then sit back on the heels. Come into your child's pose. Easy breaths. Let your forehead soften into the floor so the back of the neck can relax. Lifting yourself up, coming into Badakanasana or cobbler's pose. Okay. I'm going to sit up on something. If you have a little towel or something to sit up on for your tailbone or your sit bones, it's nice because it causes the pelvis to tip forward a little bit. And we actually wanted to do that here. So soles of the feet together, right? Nice and tall. Hands are going to grab, actually I don't like that. Hands are going to grab the outside of the ankles. And then let yourself come as far forward as possible. Forearms can be on the outside of the shins. Press the forearms into the shins to traction the spine long. And breathe. Check out the sensation in the back and on the body. Press the heels together in the pads of the feet. A few more breaths. Nice. Slowly roll up. Bring the legs together and stretch the legs long. And then from stretching the legs long, open the legs about 45 degrees. Okay? Find yourself tall. Rotate towards your right, and then walk your hands long. As you come along, let that left sit bone drop down. And for some people, they can come farther than others. It really doesn't matter. And then that strap, if you have it readily available, you could use that. That way you can make sure that spine stays long. On this left leg, make sure the toes and the knees are facing up as on the right. Couple more breaths. Drop that left hip. Inhale, center. See if you can come forward here. Nice long spine. Toes up. And then walk yourself over to your left. Right hip drops. Come only as deep as feels good. Like I said, for some people, this is all the way down. For some people, it's not. Making sure the integrity of the toes and the knees facing up are maintained. Couple more breaths. Walk yourself back up. Bend the legs, bring them together, and then let's come onto our backs. Move your toys. Roll yourself down onto your back. Walk your heels in so that your knees and your ankles align. And then put your fingertips on your hips. Yep. Pull in that core. Fire up the glutes, press into the heels, and come into just a very gentle bridge. So I'm not asking you to pop the ribs. If it feels good, though, feel free to interlace the hands underneath you and come into that traditional popping of the ribs. Drawing the pubic bone towards you to elongate that lower back. Couple of breaths. Couple more breaths, please. Releasing the arms, articulate down one vertebra at a time. Last thing to come down is going to be the tailbone. Nice and slow. Nice. From here, hold the knees in and curl yourself up just ever so briefly. And then keeping the knees close, stretch the arms out, bring both knees over to the left. Nice tight twist. Head's going to turn to the right. If this bothers the back, take the knees farther away from your chest. Nice, relaxed, not in a hurry. Want that whole spine release. So letting go of control. Few more breaths. And then inhale, knees come back up. Tuck them into the chest. And then take them both over to the right side, the opposite side of which we just were. And then once again, let everything relax. You can stay neutral or you can turn. Just breathe. Few more breaths. Bring your knees up. Place your feet on the floor. Find your spine centered in the mat. Lengthen the legs. Reach the legs long. Arms reach overhead. Long inhale, stretching opposing directions. And then exhale, release. Releasing your limbs. Inhale, stretching opposing directions. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. And then one more time. Inhale. And then exhale, hands come by your sides. Dropping into your Shavasana. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana as long as you would like. Thank you all for coming this morning. I will see you tomorrow morning for some yin. And please enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Namaste.